There we go. And then I did want to just reintroduce myself because I know some people joined partway through Sherry's talk. So I'm Marika Zimmerly-Beck. I am the president for this year. We're going to have some other board members also talking about various things that we've got coming up. So if when you're unmuting yourself and talking, if you could introduce yourself as well, that'd be great. So thank you so much for joining us for our first guild meeting. That was a really powerful conversation, and I want to make sure that everybody takes care of their hearts. So yeah. Lindsay, could you let us know what sorts of things we have coming up in this year?
Absolutely. Okay. We all know I get a little excited, but I'm actually super stoked to share with you what we have coming up in the new year. This is our preview. You can go forward. Next month, we have Carol. You're going to have to say that.
Carol Lyle Shaw.
Lyle, thank you.
Next month.
So we'll have our workshop and lecture, both of which are virtual. And as you all know, we're going to do 4 in-person guild meetings. So in March, we're going to have an in-person meeting. And we get to meet at our new space at the Multnomah Art Center, which is really exciting. It's really nice. And I think everybody's going to enjoy having the space, not only just because we get to be together, but it's really nice. So quite a step up from where we were before. And then in May, we get to have Knot and Thread. And not only is she going to come and do a lecture for us, but she's going to do 2 workshops. And we get to do not only the duffel, we can do the mini duffel or the big one. And then on day 2, we get to do the backpack, which is really exciting. I know I remember during October, a lot of people were like, yeah, let's do this in the chat. So I'm excited we get to do that. And then in July, we have Ben Millett coming. And again, just like thanks to that previous board for making sure that they kind of worked on this year before coming on, because that makes it feel like easier to step into the role. And then so ridiculously excited about this. In September, in person, we will have a lecture, not only in person, but also hosted virtually for everyone that doesn't live here in Portland. Sarah Buscalia of Farm and Folk will be here, and she's really excited to share with our whole guild in her lecture all about natural dyeing, and then follow that up with a 2-day workshop about natural dyeing. And she's going to be here in person, so that is very exciting. And I clearly am really stoked, and I hope you all are too. Thanks.
All right, we are going to have 4 in-person sew days this year. The first 2 will be at the Southeast Milwaukee Mill End, February 25th and May 13th. We will also be doing a free table those days. And then the second half of the year, we will be over at the Beaverton West Side Mill End, August 26th and November 18th. So save the date for those. We are going to be having our virtual spring retreat in March. Jenny or Roseanne, are either of you available to unmute and give us a little preview of what to expect at the virtual spring retreat?
Yes, Roseanne here. So it is March 17th to 19th. We have a great lineup of guest speakers. Friday night we'll be opening with Quilt Maven Dave. On Saturday, we will have Tanya Weasel. She is a Cherokee national treasure. And on Sunday, we're going to have a speaker, Joe Avery, coming in from the UK. We're looking forward to it. I believe tickets go on sale starting Saturday. Is that right, Marika?
I think so. We have to confirm with Deborah, who is our tech guru, that she's going to get those set up and on sale, but we will send out an email when they go on sale.
We will be very excited. Please sign up. We have, I believe it's 45 spaces in the virtual retreat. Thank you.
All right. We have our Rainbow Challenge that will be happening again this year. Casey and or Sarah, could you tell us about the Rainbow Challenge?
Yeah, I can take it.
Thank you.
So signups are open now. The link's in the members only section. So far, we have like 35 people signed up, lots of minis. We have quite a few lot size quilts. We might be able to squeeze in a couple more than 3, but we definitely need more minis. So bring us your beautiful minis. Let's fill Powell's up. It makes everybody so happy to see all of our beautiful work on the walls. The employees rave about it. It's such a cool exhibit. I will be cutting the fabric up later this month, and I'll be getting that sent out to members. Feel free to send me an email if you have any questions. Send it to the guild inbox. Since I'm secretary this year, I monitor that, so I'll get back to you ASAP. But yeah, so good questions on the lap quilts. I see your question, Amy. So far, yeah, we don't have like an absolute inundation of them. So yes, all the lap quilts that are signed up are getting in first, and the preference goes to group quilts. And I think you signed up for a group quilt. So A+, you're in. And dimensions for a lap quilt, I apologize, we did not set those. Let me double check the measurements that are good for Powell's, and I will add that to the form, and I'll send that out in an email to everybody who signed up. But yeah, so sign up for the mini quilts. Like, we want more minis. Show your beautiful art. People love them. Put them up for sale. Like, they get bought.
All right.
I think we sold like what, 5 or 6 of them, maybe more last year at Powell's.
Absolutely, and the commission Powell's takes is like really small compared to
Yeah.
most gallery commissions.
30%. And I mean, I'm going to say this again. You get an average of 5,000 people looking at your work every day for an
Wow.
entire month.
All right. We have our Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. Our Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. The theme this year is going to be Houseplant Days. And we are going to be opening the submissions this weekend. We'll get that up on the members only section. Your initial submission does not need to be fully, a done quilt. It can just be a kind of general idea of what you plan to but it does need to include your size. April 14th is going to be our deadline. Sisters has given us some flexibility in the past with getting our quilt registrations in, but they said this year we really do need to meet the deadline of April 21st. So looking at the schedule, this deadline of April 14th gives the board gives the board the ability to look at the submissions and make sure that we can accept everyone. And the show is July 8th. We do need a Sisters volunteer coordinator this year. We've had Kimberly Benefield has done an amazing job coordinating that for us in the past, and she's taking a step back from that role this year. So if you are interested in helping to collect all the quilts, drag them over to Sisters, help set them up, not by yourself, But helping to lay that out and then taking them down and getting them back to Portland and coordinating, getting them back to folks. If you are interested in doing that, please email the guild. And then we'll put you in contact with Kimberly to kind of, so do a little brain download of all of her amazing knowledge to a new volunteer. So, yeah, sisters, we'd love to see your houseplant quilts. We have charity quilt drop off with Kath, January 28th and February 25th at her house. You can pick up a kit, drop off your blocks, completed quilts, etc. The address is in the members only section, and then Kath will be at our in-person meeting in March doing charity drop off and pickup. So, and we're working on getting a date for a charity sew day at Modern Domestic. So we have the 2022 QuiltCon charity quilt. The raffle was supposed to end and then it got extended, and now I think it's out of the shop, but we'll put it back in the shop and have it through the end of the weekend. So you can get your last chance to get raffle tickets for this QuiltCon charity quilt. The tickets for this one are going to Call to Safety, which was previously called the Portland Women's Crisis Line. And we'll be drawing at the March meeting in person. And then we also have the Urban Chickens charity quilt that was in lieu of us doing the fabric fundraiser, which we weren't able to do last year. We put together this quilt. Renee Pipe helped coordinate it. And the tickets for this one will be going on sale starting next week through the March meeting. And then we will also be drawing at the March meeting. This charity is going to Taking Ownership PDX, which is a charity that helps North and Northeast historically Black neighborhoods, helps homeowners stay in their homes with roof repairs and maintenance and things like that. So great charity there. All right, block of the month. So we're going to do a new block of the month program this year. Amy, are you available
I
to
am.
talk
Hi.
about this for a minute?
Yes.
Thank you.
This is Amy Dame, and I am not a board member, but I am working on block of the month. Since Marika asked us to introduce ourselves when we started
Yes,
talking.
thank you.
So block of the month this year isn't going to be patterns, it's going to be prompts. I see it as kind of an improv sampler because you can use all sorts of different techniques if you want to. So every month there'll be a prompt that's some kind of Portland related image. There were a million amazing suggestions on the Instagram post that Marika did last month, I think. And I went through and pulled a bunch of them, and I'm looking for ones that had really interesting visual shapes or that had variety so that we didn't have like a whole year of just bridges and that sort of thing. So it'll be a mix up. And so some of them might be like, oh yeah, this is my favorite thing about Portland. And some of them might be like, wow, I didn't even know that about Portland, which I think is a really fun way to learn more about your city too. It's going to be great for beginners and experienced improv people because you'll be shown a photo to choose it to look at, and then you can pull anything you like out of it. So if you're really intimidated by improv, you can take one very simple shape out and work with that. Or if you're like, I need a challenge, you can take the entire thing and try to recreate it without even looking at it and never using a ruler or something. You know, it's entirely up to you. It's as complicated as you want to make it. We do want a couple people who would like to work ahead so that when we show you the image of the prompt every month, we can be like, oh, hey, here's a couple that people have made to kind of get your juices going and get you some ideas. So if anyone is interested in, I can put my email in the chat. If anyone is interested in that, in just like getting to know a month ahead and being in on the secret or anything, and helping to inspire others, please let me know. we're gonna release the first one, or we're gonna announce the first one at the meeting in March. And I'll talk then a bit about picking fabrics and stuff. But in the meantime, I'd like you all to start thinking about colors, like what colors remind you of Portland? What makes you think of Portland? Or do you have specific fabrics? Maybe you still have some of that bridge fabric stashed, that sort of thing. What would you want to work with? What kind of color palette makes you think of Portland? One fun thing to do is I started just like pulling images of Portland and going to one of the palette makers that are available online. And yeah, green and gray is totally what makes me think of Portland too. And if I hadn't already done one for Vancouver, Canada, that was green and gray and blue, I would totally be doing the same for Portland. But so using one of the palette makers is a really great idea, because you can take a picture of something you love about Portland and then pull colors to be like, yes, that feels like Portland to me. So look through your stash, look at that. Practice doing some improv piecing, and that could be like cut without a ruler, create something without having a full plan in your head. Maybe you take a look at Sherry Lynn Wood's book and follow some of the prompts through that. And that's just for anything, not specifically Portland, but I found when I did this one previously that the ones I did at the beginning of the year were so much less improv-y because I hadn't gotten into the groove. And I wish that I had done like a little bit of improv play before I started it. So that's my suggestion and my feedback to all of you. We'd also like to have a list of improv tutorials for people who are intimidated by improv. So if you have a good one, or if you happen to come across one this month while you're doing your practicing, please feel free to email it to me so that we can create a master list for anyone who's intimidated, because improv can be scary for some people. So I think that's everything. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really cool, because everyone's quilt in the end is going to be entirely different and based on what's important to them. So thank you.
Yeah. And if you want to, we don't have all of our members in Portland. So if you want to take this as an opportunity to jump off and do something for your own city, you could also do that, or, or make a Portland quilt, even though you don't live in Portland. So
yeah, that did come up. Of the current committee, of the 3 people working on it, none of us live in Portland proper.
Yeah.
One is Vancouver, and then one is Canada, and one is East Coast. So we talked about that, and we decided that people really like Portland. And even if you don't really like Portland and you're just a member of the guild despite Portland because you just like us, or something, that's valid too. But then I would suggest, like looking at it and taking a shape from it. Or you can still do the prompts based on the image and separate it from Portland as well, if you don't want to be Portland themed. So thank you.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we need some help. We have still an open board position. We need a social media vice president. So this is somebody that would help post to social media, monitor comments, answer questions on the, Instagram DMs. It is a board position, so you would be expected to attend board meetings as much as possible. There is training available and we'll help you and whatnot. But so if you're interested in this position, please email the guild as soon as possible. So we can hopefully get somebody into that role soon. And we also, as a way to help the person that we eventually get into the social media position, but then also to help the rest of the board in the meantime, while we don't have a social media person, we are starting a social media request form. It's at the very bottom of the members only section. And this is mostly for small groups and committees. But if there's anything that you need to have go in a newsletter, you need an update to the website, you want us to post about something in particular, you can fill out that form And then that'll go to the board and we'll get that taken care of. We do ask that you give us at least 7 days notice from when you want something posted so that we have time to route it to the right people and get it done. So that's going to help kind of streamline so we can keep everything straight. So social media request form on the members only section. Please start using it. Thank you. The other thing that we would love help with, this is a sort of one-time thing, is we're thinking about starting using affiliate links for Amazon, maybe some other sites for like quilting basics. You know, maybe you're going to buy your 10-pack of rotary blades and be able to give us, 15 cents or whatever. So if you know about affiliate links, you use them for your own thing, or you're the social media manager at work, or I don't know, if you know about them and could give us some guidance on how to get those set up, we would love that help. So, yeah, that's just like a one-time help us get those set up. It's not an ongoing, doesn't need to be a whole lot of work, but if anybody knows, we'd love your help. All right, we've got Susan here to talk to us about DEIA. We've got a couple of slides here. Let me know when you're ready for me to move on to the next one.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Marika. I'm sharing the DEIA updates and just wanted to mention how excited we are about a new 2023 project. Some of you here may have participated in 2020. We made a sampler that we were able to share out as both a free pattern and a vintage sheet, hands-on, like iron-on transfer that I made for all of us to stitch together using artwork from Laura Lupin Howard and benefiting racial justice organizations. And this year, we're very thankful and appreciative of the chance to grow this project into a new artist-focused embroidery project that we can do together as a community, but will support and honor and importantly pay a full commission to an embroidery artist who meets our guild's values and is able to collaborate with us. So I wanted to thank our amazing committee leads within DEIA, Amy Dame and Chris Batten, who worked on this project and really brought it to life. Amy has created an incredible archive of potential artist work, and our committee members voted, and we're reaching out via the board to the ones who resonated most. So we will be updating you all, but we'll be sharing out samplers open to members, and then Zoom embroidery sessions that are open to all, sharing techniques, stitches, and embroidering together. So if anyone has any questions, let us know. We're thrilled to share updates when we have them, but that has been one of our biggest goals in growing our community through handwork and just meeting together virtually. So if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat. And yeah, next slide would be great. And that leads me to our transitions for 2023. Kimberly Benefield couldn't be at the meeting tonight, but we've collaborated for the better part of 3 years on our DEIA committee, and it's been an incredible honor for me to support her and her visionary leadership as chair. So as co-chairs, we're transitioning away to welcome new volunteers to lead DEIA. So we're so thankful for the opportunities we've had, and we will still be here in support. So looking forward to our next chapters as a committee and a larger community. And just want to thank our amazing communications lead, Erin Case, who has done so much to grow. For example, our Google group, which we chat in between meetings, and our monthly meetings will continue. But we may skip February just since it's the QuiltCon month, and also since the embroidery project is still in progress. But we'll be really looking forward to our growth together, and we'll share when the next meetings are. So Thank you so much to everyone who's been part of this. It's been an incredible opportunity, and we look forward to our next steps. Next slide would be great. In a related activist direction, I'm very proud to also be part of PMQG Gives Back with Kim King, who I think is here. Hi, Kim. We have been thrilled in the last year and a half to co-lead one of our many generous directions of our guild, which has been creating over 250 handmade blankets using incredible high quality blanket header that was donated by a company who's eager to share it for donation, and has been so happy that our wonderful collaborators have made so many blankets to share. Many of them went to Butterfly Boxes, who is a local organization that partners with Catholic Charities to support refugee families arriving in the Pacific Northwest. We also donated directly to families in refugee camps who have left Ukraine and Romania and Poland. And we were able to donate to several other like responsive regional and international Canadian organizations helping those in need. So Kim and I are very excited to welcome anyone interested to be part of a new chapter of this project in the new year. We'll be sewing blankets and other essential items for refugee families, and we'll have free kits of the beautiful cozy blankets to share. This is open to everyone. You can share with friends who are not guild members, but we ask not to share the pickup addresses, which are personal homes, with anyone who's not a guild member. That's on the members only page. So we have a pickup location in Southwest Portland and one in Southeast Portland, and we can make other arrangements if that's not convenient for folks. So we have a page on the website that links our tutorials for how to sew a blanket. You can email us directly at pmqggivesback@gmail.com or write the main guild email and they'll forward it on. But we'd love to have some of our incredible returning sewists join us, or new members, or folks who are just hearing about it for the first time. Importantly, I just wanted to share one thing that we've really appreciated is that the blanket fabric is completely free. So we'd like to offer you the chance, if you sew 3 blankets, we welcome you to keep one to use in your own home or to give as a gift. Because one of the things that we treasure is the link between our communities, whether it's refugee families or folks in need. Using these same beautiful warm cozy blankets, when we keep one and enjoy it ourselves, we felt like that connection deepens, and it's not just a charity project we're giving away, but it's more something that connects all of us in our greater community. So please know that if you're able to help out and sew blankets, you'll get the wonderful extra blanket for yourself or to share out. If anyone has any questions, let me know. And I just got an amazing offer for us to also have a Beaverton pickup post again. Thank you so much. That really is a wonderful response. So one last slide. We host a small group of community activists sewing. Kim King and I are co-leads, and our next meeting will be Saturday, January 29th. We'll connect about any updates we have about community embroidery and the new PMQG Gives Back blanket sewing opportunity. But we also welcome our members who are doing projects you're excited about in the world. Please share those. We're always happy to be part of something bigger than just ourselves. So this is a chance for us to all be in community together, and Kim and I would love to see you then. Thank you, Marika.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, thank you so much for all of your work on all these various projects. All right, and then related to what Susan's last slide, small groups. We have many different small groups that meet for different interests, different days of the week and times of the day that folks are available. And so check the calendar and the members only section for those dates and Zoom links. And there was a question in the chat we need to re-up the calendar. So if you are the coordinator for a small group, please fill out the social media request form with your info about when your meetings are, and we'll get those added back to the calendar if they've dropped off. So, all right. And then we have some new members who are maybe here this evening. Marcy has been furiously processing our memberships that have been coming in.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we got a lot of new members this first of the year, and I want to say thank you to all the new members, but also a huge thank you to all your returning members that have kept us alive for all these years. But especially just thank you everybody for joining. We really love having you here.
Yes, we're so appreciative of everyone who came out this evening. All right, and then we've got show and tell.
Dorothy, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
ahead.
So I took the class with the Portland Guild from Charles Cameron on making these improv blocks, and I made it a little bigger than the class called for. So this is 40 inches by 50 inches. There's 80 blocks here, and so it's a great size for a larger baby quilt. And then I did the self-binding cuddle method on the back. So it's cuddle with the binding, and I love it. So now I just have to find a baby. Somebody, I have to, I'm at an age where a lot of nieces and nephews are starting to have babies, so it'll find a home.
It's a beautiful piece. I love those colors. The turquoise really speaks to me.
Thank you.
Next one. Oh, this is me. Okay. I didn't actually do this one. I found this at Reclaim It, and somebody was just asking earlier, like, how do you incorporate these type of things? These are all embroidery pieces that somebody put together and made all these blocks, and they're absolutely spectacular. It cost me like $20 at Reclaim It. And I can't wait to quilt it, but it's all embroidery. It's from tea towels, it's from doilies, it's from everything. So I mean, this is when you're thinking about doing a memory quilt, this is something you can do if you don't have clothes and you have, a dish towel that your mother always used, or a doily that you always saw on the back of a table, or even some sort of needlepoint or something like that. Pillowcases are a great one because they kind of fall apart quickly, but you always have that cute little embroidery. So next.
That's great.
We have Liza.
Hi,
Sorry.
hi, it's Lisa.
Lisa, sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. So I wanted to challenge myself and relearn to focus because I was having trouble focusing at work. So I got the Tula Pinks 100 modern quilt blocks, and I made 56 of the 100 blocks. And the first ones I started working on were really just kind of bleh and didn't speak to me. So I went to one of the local quilt shops in Salem Kaiser, and she had me pick bolts that interested me, and then put it on the counter and had me walk away and then look at her and tell her which ones kind of struck me and which ones, didn't. So using that, it's much more saturated and much more fun. And I had a great time putting this together. So I hadn't quilted in many, many years. So this was fun.
That's awesome. I tried some of those, and those pieces are so small in the Tula blocks.
Yeah, I hadn't done triangles, so I avoided those.
Looks lovely. Very, very beautiful yellows and oranges.
I appreciate that you didn't do the whole 100 blocks. I feel like sometimes it's like you got to do the whole thing, but no, you can make
It was,
a great
just for me. Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. All right, that's our meeting. We came in right at 9 o'clock. So if you want to stay a minute and chat, you can turn on your screen. I'm going to turn off the recording here in just a moment, but thank you all so much for being here this evening.
Thank you, Marinka. First
Thank-
meeting of